Yeah. Cadence through the ceiling, it's the vibe you give and running through.
Hey everybody, what's going down? It's your girl Jay Renee. You know I always got something to say today. Oh my gosh! Straight out of Lafayette, Louisiana. You have known him for the iconic 2007 smash single, the Cupid Shuffle. And trust me, if you can't cook cornbread or greens or red beans, you ain't the one for him. Y'all give it up. Do it with the boots. Do it with the boots. Mr. Cupid!
What's up?
First off, thank you for having the time and just coming to be on the Talk With Me podcast. And we just go, you know what I'm saying, jump into it. You have to tell me, because I've always inquired about your start in the industry. So how did you get started?
So basically, when I very first got started, 2001, I was singing in a group in college called ourselves Fifth Element. And that's kind of where I kind of like got the whole performing in front of people, performing at like the AKA events, the Delta events, Zeta events, stuff like that. I was on a track scholarship at the time, and we all ended up being on academic probation. So the other four members of the group, they all were from Ruston, Louisiana. When they all moved, I was by myself here, and I, still was like enjoying being on stage and still enjoying doing the music, singing and stuff. So that's kind of where I started my little solo push. But I've always been a big fan of a lot of New Orleans music, a lot of Texas music, and R&B. So it was kind of like everything that I would do would have to be revolved around the party scene because, it was hard to get R&B music, slow music played in the clubs and stuff. So my style comes from a mixture of all of that put together. And that's kind of how I kind of got started, by doing talent shows and just local events and stuff like that. And just building a name, like shutting things down on stage. They'd be like, who this little dude is, jumping around on stage, doing his thing. And that's kind of where it all actually like first started, was during that time.
Is it true you got your name from the 112 group when they sung Cupid?
Yeah. So in college, I would play Cupid by 112 all the time. I would go in the girls' dorm downstairs in the little lobby, and I would just play it and sing it. So people who didn't know my name, they'd be like, that's the dude that sang Cupid in the dorms or on the talent shows. So people just started calling me Cupid from there.
So you was just like, Cupid doesn't love her. And it's like, oh my God, girl, he sang it again. Oh my God.
Sing it again. Come here. I'll be telling them, I'll be like, this song made me think about you because I just wouldn't lie to you, Come here. And if I told you I love you. Yeah.
Even though it says Cupid doesn't love her.
I know, right? I know. But
hey,
it sounded good. It sounded good, so they weren't tripping.
Talk to me about that whole Cupid Shuffle. Where did you come up with the dance and the music and the push for it? Because all of a sudden you could be at a family reunion and then it comes on and you're like, hold up, what's this?
Well, that it's not necessarily all of a sudden kind of thing. Like, so when I as I started progressing in my career, I started doing Southern soul music. I started writing for male waiters. I started being on the road with a lot of blues and Southern soul artists. And when you go out there, you see people doing the electric slide, you see people doing the cha-cha slide. So I was like, I want to create a line dance song, not thinking that it would blow. Just like, I want to create something that would be fun to do at my concerts. So first thing is, I named it Cupid because a lot of times, a lot of Louisiana artists' ideas and concepts and local hits get stolen. That was like the big thing at the time. So I was like, I'm gonna name it Cupid Shuffle. So if somebody from another city try to steal it, I could have a little leg up on them. And because of me being in the clubs, dancing and performing the way I did, it was easy for me to make a line dance because I used to do a lot of choreographed dancing and stuff like that. So I put the two together, had no idea, no idea. This was like August of 2006. And by January 2007, I had every record company in the United States calling my phone because it had blew up in Louisiana so fast and it was so popular. It's spreading like wildfire. And then, a lot of people, the timing was crazy because so many Louisiana people was dispersed across the country after Katrina, which was 2005, that Louisiana music started infiltrating the other states because of, like that, right around the time of 2006, you had me, Hurricane Chris, Lil Boosie. We all got signed because Louisiana people was everywhere. Louisiana people, we the type of people who be like, what y'all know about that? Y'all don't know about that. Everywhere we go.
Hey,
You know
trust
what I'm
me, I
saying?
know. That's my daddy's side. My daddy's side from Louisiana, from Monroe, Shreveport, all the way to New
They
Orleans.
gonna let
They everywhere. And
they
they
gonna
gonna
let
tell
you
you,
know.
yeah, they gonna let you know.
Man, so that's how it started growing. There was a process where I got signed. So I signed to Atlantic in 2007, and initially the record company thought that the song was just a regional hit. Like they didn't think that it would be big at all. And all of the music experts and stuff were just kind of like, "Oh, it's corny, it's a line dance, whatever, whatever, whatever." I mean, in hindsight, yeah, we could say that now, but at the time, if you wasn't spitting bars or if you wouldn't do all that stuff, it was like they was giving you the blues at the time. So the label ended up dropping me um in 20 2010, and I met Steve Harvey right around 2009. So when I met Steve, Steve kind of took me on the road and like let me start opening up for like a lot of his events, the Steve Harvey Neighborhood Awards and so on and so forth. So that's how I began to infiltrate um the game by making my music having a direct connection to the people. Like I didn't have to worry about a record company putting on like a front of what it should be. And once I got a direct connection with my fans, it was gone. Because, you know, the reality is whatever the real people in this country want, whatever the real people in a spot want, that's what it's gonna be. And people love the shuffle. So it didn't need radio after that. It didn't need all of that stuff. It was just going from barbecue to wedding reception to party to festival to football game. And the rest has been history.
I mean, more than a decade later, we still jamming that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And Flex is right along, right, it's coming right up on it. The new one I got, it's like it is already almost gold in like 3 years because I feel like I'm one of me and Soldier Boy and a few other ones, we the original TikTokers. Like if there was TikTok in 2007, I would be Michael Jackson. I'd be the biggest artist in the world. Because at that time, we was making music like that, but it was no platform. It was just YouTube. And now it's so easy to drop a song because all I gotta do is go put it on TikTok and then close my phone and walk away and then wake up in the morning with a million views from people doing the dance. And so the cool thing now is technology caught up with our ideas. And now these line dances and everything else are taking over. And so it's just a beautiful space to be in as an artist.
I want to. I'm so glad you said that because now, like you said, it's so easy to put out a song versus, you know, then you had to like YouTube was like the only platform at the time.
Mhm.
And did that change how you created your music now, or did that
Absolutely.
assist you in the best way?
Absolutely, because back then I was trying to make music to please whoever was in the office to hopefully get the green light that they would actually put some effort or some money or some intent behind it. But now, man, I wake up in the morning and say I'm gonna make a song about cornbread and greens and put it on the internet. And all of the little bougie people who be sitting in their office who don't know nothing about that, they don't know what are they talking about. And then you wake up in the morning and it's a 500,000 people singing a song, and so it kind of what's funny is the internet makes the people who think they're so in touch out of touch. Because I've had people come to me like corporate guys like recently, man, that song Flex is just so big. I'm like, man, you 2 years late. We've been doing that all through Jackson, Mississippi, all through Montgomery, Alabama, Florida, Tallahassee, Jacksonville, Houston, Texas. Like you late, and it kind of you could tell it rubs them the wrong way. But it's just so cool now because you could put out anything you want, and the true dictators of if it's gonna be a hit or not are the people. Like they can take what they want and make it a hit. So it's just a different space to be in. You know, you can be as creative as you want to be. Um, you know, when I did Flex, I made sure I didn't put I have no verses in Flex. It's just flex your body, you're so sexy throughout the whole song. And the direction, slide to the right, blah, 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 blah. And traditionally, if I'd have brought that to a record company before I got gas on it, they would have been like, this is whack. Like, we don't understand this. But when them people got to it, call it a day. So I just love the fact that I can make whatever I want and my fans are gonna love it. And that's all I care about is my fans. Like if you're a fan of me, I'm gonna give you what you've been wanting from me. And they support me and I support them with the music.
Talk to me about you being a singer, songwriter, producer, and how you have developed your sound because your sound is like it transcends across all levels. It's not really like one genre.
It's cool. I think, and you know, I think that comes from the shuffle being so big that I've had country fans. I got aunties. I got hood dudes. I got kids. All of them are fans of that. So how do you come up with another song that caters to all of them? It's kind of almost impossible. So instead, you create different things for different people, and that forces you to have to be multi-talented and multifaceted, like as far as creating. Because if I make a country song, I got to get in that vibe. If I make a hood song or a trap song when I'm writing, I got to get in in that zone, and so on and so forth. But um, because the foundation of my career, which is Cupid Shuffle, has touched so many people, it forces me to be able to like service them differently. And so that's where the creativeness comes from. You know, do it with your boots on. That's a straight zydeco kind of vibe. And you got Flex, that's kind of like just in a lane by itself. The latest single I just dropped a couple of weeks ago is called Ice Cream. We just started servicing radio with that, and that's featuring me and featuring Raheem DeVaughn. So that's a true R&B stepper song. So you got to be able to do all them types of things, you know, effectively. And I think because I've done it consistently so long, it's become the Cupid sound.
And with you started out with your solo career, I'm pretty sure that you had to learn the business side of everything as well, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, and being signed to a major label really has helped me as an independent operate properly because I understand what it takes for a major to put out a song. So I just do the same things, um, you know, on a smaller scale, sometimes on the same scale, based on, you know, the reaction I'm getting from the music. But it teaches you percentages. It teaches you, you know, your publishing, your writers, all of those types of things, you know, going forward to where, you know, you can leave a legacy for your kids and your kids' kids once you start making money with music. And yeah, the business, I wish more people took, you know, took time to really learn it because the one thing about it is the music business is the one thing you can't go to school for. It's one of the one things you can't go to school for. You ain't going to the university of so and so and learn about they might touch on it, but they ain't gonna teach you the grimy stuff. So you got to go in there and feel your way through and try to survive as best you can. And you know, fortunately, I've been able to do that.
Has it helped you create a team, like a powerhouse team? Because you know there are some people in the industry they don't have a really solid team, and it's only because you know that was backed by the label, like the label gave them that team. But like you said, since you being independent, hasn't that helped you really just solidify your team? And
My team is small. It's small. Myself, my manager Eva, my producer, my partner Mr. Fat, my boy. You know, we work a lot together, doing a lot of music. Then I got my squad, Smooth, and you know, cats that I work around. My boy Butch. You know, I got a small little team, but at the end of the day, I feel like this. Like, so I don't have a 9 to 5, right? So from 9 to 5, rather than me just sitting down just not doing anything. You know, I take time to be those positions that the label would have paid somebody to be. I do all my online marketing. I do a lot of my networking. I do a whole bunch of my content creation and stuff like that to personalize it. but that also forces me to have to learn different things each and every day. Like I'm learning something new every day. I'm learning a new app every day, a new program every day to like create certain things. I'm recording myself every day. I'm writing songs and so on and so forth. So all of the things that a label would provide for you that would cost you like $250,000 out of your budget, I just, take time to learn a lot of that stuff and do it on my skill or teach somebody how to do it and pay them individually versus, me doing it all the time. So it's just cool because, it just allows me to just, just continue to just create and be effective the way I want to.
Now you got to tell me, what was it like to get the plaques for your music? And when you got that phone call, it's like, "Hey, we got a plaque for you." What was that emotion, and what was all that like?
The first one was emotional for real. The first one I got was a gold plaque for Cupid Shuffle. And it caught me off guard because I didn't even know what it was selling. I had no idea what was going on. But the funny part about it is after you get it, it's a sense of like, okay, what's next? I was like, okay, now we had 500,000 one sale. Now we got to get to 1 million. Now we got to get to 2 million. Now we got to get to 3 million. Like right now we're at we almost at 6 million for Cupid Shuffle.
6 million? Oh
Yeah,
my god!
the 5 is up there. That's the 3. That's the 5 right there. So and Flex is about 100,000 away from going gold. And that's independent. The Flex is about just me and my squad. It's like us. So it just keeps you motivated because I want to feel like I got a bunch of spaces on my wall all over my studio because it's like I was like, I'm not filling them, I'm filling them up with all plaques. So it's motivating to keep pushing your music out. And I think the best part about it is when like the Flex song, to be doing it independently and to see it blow up just give you so much gas. It gets you so pumped up because it's like, you can do this. Like we can do this, by ourselves. And the numbers don't lie. So them plaques is really like that unleaded, that premium gas. You pour that gas, that premium, it make you want to just take it off. So I love getting them, man. For real, I really do.
So you got a new record, Ice Cream, with Raheem DeVaughn.
Yeah.
Talk to me. How did that network get connected?
Crazy, man. Like he had hit me up about collaborating. Like Raheem is an amazing collaborator. Like he's done so many different kinds of music and collaborate. And every time he collaborates, man, it's like he nails it every time. So we connected, we chopped it up, and then he was in concert out here, and we got in the studio and we did like 4 or 5 songs. I think like 5 songs, and we have all intention on actually dropping a collective EP together at some point. But Ice Cream is one that I had to release. I had been holding it for a while because I wanted the timing to be right. But I felt like coming off of I have a song called Slow Dance that I did with Mr. Talkbox that got to number 21 on Billboard. And I was like, okay, we got to come up with another R&B record to follow that up so we don't lose that momentum. And I just felt like the Ice Cream record, going into the summertime is going to be smoking. And Raheem's Raheem, bro. Like, you get a song with Raheem DeVaughn, you got to release it. Like, he's Raheem DeVaughn,
I also want to get into your philanthropic side and how it's essential for you to go out in the community, encourage the kids, and encourage the community.
Well, shoot, they all shuffle, and these kids, they love them some Cupid, I coach a lot of sports here. So I'm Coach Cupid out here. It's crazy and stuff like that. And at the school where my son played ball, it's Mr. Cupid. It's just weird. I hate to miss the part when they put it, but I think that's just reality, But my
But you know how it
audience,
is in the South. You know how it is.
yeah, I'm like, Mr. Cupid, what's up? I'm like, dude. I mean, I am much older than you are, but like, don't make me feel that. But at the end of the day, like, man, I got little kids that come up to me, down, do your dance, to the right, to the left. So, my mom told me back in the day when I started doing music, like my parents were really into the church, so they didn't want me to do secular music at all. And the deal that I made with my parents was I won't curse. Like, let me do it, but I'm not gonna curse. And 20 something years later, Like I still don't because I realize, I got 3 boys and, you know, these days them kids will pull the phone up and be like, "This your daddy?" And whatever's on that screen is what I'm portraying. So if I'm out there just, slapping on on some rear end and cussing up a storm, that's gonna be my dad. That's my daddy. This is what he do. You know what I'm saying? And the reverse psychology part about it is if whatever I'm doing on that thing is cool enough for their friends to be into it, then that's what they're gonna think is the cool thing to do. So you pass on what you're doing to your kid. I always say kids don't listen to what you say, they pay attention to what you do. So, if that's the image I'm portraying and their friends think it's cool, naturally that's what they're going to want to do to be cool too. And then it
Right.
continues the cycle. So I try to stay in the lane of good music, positive vibes, and I spread that to, all ages, but especially the kids though.
Will you release an album anytime soon?
I just put a post up 2 days ago. I said, "Do y'all mind if I drop an album this year?"
No, I don't mind. I don't mind. I'm gonna just say that I don't mind.
So I'm definitely gonna drop one. I'm probably gonna drop it toward the end of the year. I always try to drop on my birthday, which is in December. But it's giving me time. Like I got some amazing music in my computer. I gotta pick the best 10. So I'm that all makes sense. But I'm definitely gonna drop an album. Definitely, I'm probably gonna shoot videos for all the songs and just do a big old release, based on that. But you'll probably have about 4 or 5 line dances on it, and for sure. So, but yeah, I'm definitely gonna drop one this year. I think the fans want it. I think my friends want it. My peeps want it. So I'm gonna give them something something super hard.
What is next for Cupid?
Um, if I had to close my eyes and meditate, the thing would be I just want to be on the biggest stages in the world because I enjoy performing. Like performing is kind of like my vice. Like I have no hobbies. I still haven't found a hobby yet. So my hobby is just making music when I'm on that stage. So my goal, I envision me being on the biggest stages in the world, be one of the biggest touring acts in the world, and just continuously making this good music. Because the more I can shuffle and flex and love slide and do what your boots on in front of these people, 10,000 is cool, but I want the 100,000. I want to be with the big dogs. I want that, and I want people to realize how important line dance music is. That's one of my goals. Is I'm advocating for that because I feel like it's pushed to the back burner because it's like at the cookouts, but it's the only music in the world that brings people together the way it does. So if we want to preach unity to all these people, why not put songs that bring unity to the forefront? And that's what I'm standing on this year and going forward is respecting that I make some of the most important music in the world. And I just, it can't not be on the award shows. It can't not be spoken about. It can't not be put on that pedestal because we want to scream unity when it's time and convenient. But when it's time to bring that unity, what's the first thing we put on?
Mm, so that other music.
And there's no shade to no other music. Like it's just I want to get the same energy that everybody else get musically. That's what it is. When Black Lives Matter going on and you got the rioters and the police and you put on Cupid Shuffle and everybody got love for 3 minutes and 33 seconds. It's kind of like you can't throw that. That's not a coincidence. That's not. So that's my push for the remainder of my career is to be known as the king of line dance and to stand on that as some of the most important music that's out.
What if your sons wanted to get into the industry? What would you say to that?
My littlest one, I think he might be into it. He loves music. He's, my oldest boy, they all love it. But I got a basketball player, a football player, and I got possibly a singer. Number one, I gotta be your manager because I've been through so much. I'm not gonna let you go through the foolishness, you know. With that, I've been able to establish a pretty good living for myself, so I'm not gonna deter them away from it. it's definitely a great industry, and I'm all for it. If they want to do it, they you know just be prepared to hear my opinions if it's something I don't like, and you ain't finna be running around looking crazy. Like I'm gonna check you. You got to get another manager because daddy manager, I'm coming. I ain't playing no game.
What other artists that you're either in the works of working with or you hope to work with in the future?
I would love to work with Tank. I'd love to work with Masego. I'd love to work with Jasmine Sullivan. Those are like probably my right now. PJ Martin, T freaking Pain. Like I did a song with T Pain. Well, I did one of his songs when I was at Atlantic called "The Let Out" that he wrote and produced. But I've never been in the studio with him. But that's one of my favorite artists. So those are probably the ones that stand out like off the cuff. Would be those.
And before we go, I want you to tell everyone where they can find you, your Instagram, your social media, and of course where they could download all the great music.
Man, you just gotta put hashtag Cupid singer. Because if you put in Cupid, you're gonna get the little bow and arrow dude, and he don't make no music. So put in Cupid the singer, and honestly, truthfully, I'm on Instagram like bad. So you can hit me on Instagram, official new Cupid. I'm always on the gram. I'm Cupid on Facebook with the blue check, but my parents got Facebook, so like it's not that cool no more. Like, I don't be want to go too hard on Facebook. Man. They get to trip. They get to comment on stuff they ain't supposed to be commenting on.
Be like, look at my baby. Be like, mama.
Yeah, like dropping a
mama.
little emoji on my stuff. I'm like, what are you?
Then it be the wrong emoji. Be like, mama, don't put that.
Man, it's crazy. So I'll be on the gram. It's official new Cupid on Instagram, man, and I'm always on that. So you can find everything I'm doing on there. My website is newcupidonline.com, and yeah, it's all good.
Also, before we leave, can you give a shout out to Jay Renee and the Talk With Me podcast?
Man, I want to give a big shout out to Jay Renee and the Talk With Me podcast from your boy Cupid.
Man, just keep going, bro.
Thank you, sister. I appreciate that.
You are doing incredible work, and it's just a blessing that I get to talk to a legend already.
Man, I can't wait to see the interview. I appreciate the platform, and as soon as you get the link, send it to me. I'm gonna post it on everything, and just do my part on promoting it too.
I got you.
For sure.
All right, everybody. That was Talk With Me podcast with the one, the only Cupid. Y'all check in. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe because this is exclusively on YouTube. Hey, everybody. What's going on? It's your girl, Jay Renee. You know I've got something to say. Bringing you new episodes and new guests on your Talk With Me podcast exclusively on YouTube. Like, share, and of course, subscribe. And follow us on IG too. All right, y'all. Bye.